Good morning, tribe. And it's a beautiful morning now. Well, what's happened this last week? I finally managed to track down an outboard motor. I met a guy named Pedro. He's actually from Seattle and he's Dutch-Scottish, but Pedro's his name. And I had mentioned to Pedro that I was looking for an outboard and even a dinghy maybe to go with it, just because I'm having so much trouble with the dinghy I have. We'll get into that in a minute. Anyways, Pedro came back the next day and told me that his brother had two, a 9.9 and a 13 horse outboard. Well, 13 would probably be a little bit too big for what I need, especially as a solo sailor. Getting it on and off the boat safely would be difficult because they're, heavier. Now the 9.9 is not much lighter, but I think it'll be easier for me to manhandle the 9.9 as opposed to the 13 horse. Not to mention, I have a small dinghy, so I don't need a lot to push it. And speaking of the dinghy, well, every time I patch a hole, I find another hole, and it's generally where the guy who had it before me had patched. I'm not sure what he used, but because whatever it was that he used was so stiff, it would literally just break and then peel off if the boat was deflated or if you bumped it too hard. It was almost like a plastic. Of course, he was also using, like I said, bathroom caulking, which didn't go over well. So I would patch one, a new one would sort of work its way loose and start leaking, and I patched that. So I went and patched a couple today. I had to get some more contact cement, and I'm letting it sit. We'll see how well it does. I know that one of the patches I did is no good. I don't know if it was just too hot that day, if I put the glue on too thick. I noticed that if I put it on too thick, it doesn't kick off right away. So there's still some leakage on that. I'm gonna have to deal with that as well. But today, Pedro's brother, for the life of me, I can't remember his name, Jim? He's taking the outboard that I paid for over to my neighbor in the trimaran. I'm gonna take a look at the engine, make sure that it's running, there's no major issues. I was told that it's fine. It's old, it's antiquated, but she works. And that's all that matters to me right now. Something that's gonna work, that's gonna get me out there sooner. So let's go take a look at the dinghy and see what kind of work I've done. Oh. Hey, Booger. You gonna come help me? Yeah? Okay, let's go do it. Well, doesn't look like she's holding much air. Hatches look like they're on. Certain there's probably a few more holes. This one was leaking. You can see I put probably too much glue down, so I'm gonna have to deal with that as well. This other side seems to be holding beautifully, which I like, because at least we got one side down. This side, this was always gonna be the problem side. All right, guys, look at what I found. So this is my work. There's a lot of glue, a lot of contact cement on there. It doesn't look like it held to the patch because there was probably too much glue. And as the solvent was kicking off, it just sort of peeled away because it wasn't adhering. I don't think I gave it enough time. And I think I put too much glue on it, so we can fix our mistakes today too. Ooh, it's already getting warm. It's not even noon yet. All right, tribe, so what I did is I went ahead and just ripped the patches back off so we can start over. And what I noticed is that the adhesive is still very moist, very soft. When I pulled the patch off, the adhesive still had a lot of solvent in it. And we needed that to kick off, which is the whole point of putting it on thin and allowing it to dry before you put the two pieces together. I think I put it on way too thick, and I might have jumped the gun on sticking these down. You can see this. You can see it's not holding at all. It's had all night to kick off, but I think I put it on too soon. As opposed to this, it's almost like a hard plastic now. And this patch is holding just fine. So you guys can see newbie mistakes. I knew what I was supposed to do, which is why I recognized why it was where I went wrong so quickly. Shouldn't have used a brush. The applicator was all wrong. The brush holds too much of the glue, and then it starts sort of sticking together into a point, and you don't have the spread. So instead of the brush being flat, it sort of comes together, and the glue comes off in strips. So what I did to rectify that is I took a dowel, and I used the dowel kind of like a spackle. And on the new ones, I put it on nice and thin. The ones I screwed up on, obviously I gotta fix them. It's part of boating. So I pulled the patches off. I'm gonna allow that glue to kind of harden up and dry. Scrape off what I can, sand down per normal. Get the patch also ready, sand it down, get it ready to go so that the glue can adhere. I'll show you how I put that on there. And then we'll give it another shot. And here I thought the big boat was going to be the main issue for me in getting out there on the water. And it's the dinghy that's given me the most problems. This boat, the Fantasia, I'm still in disbelief. This boat is amazing. So, pretty easy day. I just got to fix my mistakes. I'm going to allow that glue to do, like I said, dry up. I'm going to patch up the stuff. When I do it, I'll show you guys. Right now, I need to just do some general cleaning. I have become kind of I'm making bread, and it's a small space. This happens. So, do some regular cleaning. All right, I'm gonna go do that now. Oh, you guys like my shirt? BMFS. You know what that stands for? Bender motherfucking strings. Yeah. All right, I'm a nerd. I've been on this boat by myself a little too long. If you like the tie-dyes though, and you like this shirt, go check out Steely Dealies on Instagram. It's Steely Dealies. Got all sorts of cool shit. All right, back to cleaning. So the other day we had a huge pot of dolphins come through, and they were swimming around the anchorage, and my dog started losing her mind. Very cool. The dolphins had babies with them, by the way. Little tiny tails would plop out of the water with these little dolphin heads. I don't think I've ever seen a baby dolphin before. I mean, been to SeaWorld, got YouTube, but like in life, in person, 10 feet from me, a baby dolphin. That was really cool. That was a killer way to end the day. It just seems to happen a lot around here. But I have a question for those of you guys who sail with dogs. Got another person. This guy's heading into the marina. Those of you who sail with dogs, in particular, maybe like bird dogs or something. Mouse is an English Bull Terrier mastador. So that's Mastiff Labrador. So she likes going after small small animals. And it's just in her nature. And I noticed with the Dolphins, when they would come through, she would perk up, first of all. And even when she's down below, she would start freaking out. Long before the Dolphins were anywhere near the boat, long before I seen the Dolphins, long before she's seen the Dolphins, she's already acting as if the Dolphins are there. She can't smell them, I don't think. They're underwater. So I'm wondering if the sonar that they use, the clicks and stuff, she can hear maybe, which would be kind of cool, because she would always let me know when the Dolphins were around. She's obnoxious about it, though. It's just like blowing a dog whistle. She can't stop her barking. Sometimes I have to just put her down below and let her just bark. You can hear that in the video I took. She's she's very animated down below. So the question being, I know I take a long time, sorry, it's the ADHD, I get distracted. The question being, for those of you who sail with dogs, does your dog do this? And if so, is this just something that I have to deal with, or does the dog finally sort of like adjust? I know, for an example, went to Grand Canyon with Mouse, and it was probably the first time she's seen those squirrels we have there, the black ones. They're really cute, big fluffy tail. She lost her mind the first day. I had to tie her to a stake to keep her from just destroying the campground. By the third day, she could care less. I'm hoping that's kind of the same thing. This is all still new for her. The water, the dolphins, all that stuff. So for those of you who travel with a dog, is this something that you experience, or is it just my dog? If it is there light at the end of the tunnel, or do I just need to deal with a crazy dog anytime there's dolphins or porpoises around? Yeah. Any information would be great. So it is almost siesta time. I just got done cleaning the galley. I'm making bread. You guys want to see the dough? Sure, why not? I feel like sharing. All right. So, just the basic bread dough. I'm letting it sort of proof right now. I'm still kneading it. As you can see, it hasn't quite built up the gluten I want. And it is a very moist dough. I did that on purpose because I'm not going to be baking it in the oven. I don't even know if the oven works yet. I think it does. The pilot lights. I just haven't fired it up yet. I don't want to waste what propane I might have in the tank still, because I don't know how much is in the tanks. So I've been making flatbread here in the cast iron pan, which I had a piece this morning. It was delicious. It's real simple. I just use 4 cups of flour, a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of sugar. I add my yeast right to the dry mix, make sure that's all mixed up together, and then I add some warm water, and then I just knead that together. Depending on how moist you want the dough, 1.5, 2 cups. I mean, go to whatever moisture you desire, of course. But I like having this real simple, real easy to make recipe around. Oh yeah, flatbread turned out pretty ding dang good. Just a little ham and cheese. Now to go to my favorite spot. That's where I'm sitting. All right, fam, let's go check on the dinghy. I was out here just a second ago, and I pumped it back up. Let's see what the glue's doing here. You guys can see I'm able to get this off using just my thumb. So I'm not exactly sure, outside of the things I already touched on, what could have possibly gone wrong. But I seem to have a method that's working, because that one's holding air. And I changed the way I put the patches on. So let's see if we can do something to fix these holes finally. All right, having the right applicator makes all the difference in the world. These patches went on pretty smoothly the second time around. They're laying nice and flat. Brings the grand total up to 10 patches. Not bad. Let's see how long the air stays in this one.
ADHD caffeine since 1976.